Hello everyone, welcome back to LewisFiction and welcome to another episode of MTV Spider-Man Season 2. If this is your first time watching this series, then make sure you go back and watch from episode 1 so it makes sense to you. But if you are caught up and you're not subscribed to the channel, then consider subscribing. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I would love if we could reach that goal by the end of the year. With that said, let's get straight into this. We open up this episode with Peter Parker hanging around with Mary Jane Watson. After apologizing to her in the last episode, Peter is finally back to hanging around with her once again. Unfortunately, Harry Osborn couldn't join them, but Peter is on the right track trying to make things right. They grab a coffee together at ESU campus and sit down. They talk things out a little bit more and just catch up in general. This scene is largely dedicated also to learning more about MJ's acting career. She's actually progressing really well, and Peter is really happy for her. However, as they both sit there, someone walks past. It's Gwen. She looks in Peter's direction, and Peter gives her a friendly wave. However, she looks sad. She looks down and walks off in the opposite direction, obviously reacting to the fact that Peter is sat with another girl. MJ says that's the girl he took to the ball, and Peter will sigh and say, yeah. MJ asks if it's complicated, or are they dating, or what? And Peter says it's definitely complicated. He'll say that they sort of had a thing, but she wasn't the one he wanted to go the ball with, as he places his hand on top of MJ's. MJ pulls away though, and looks down. She awkwardly tells Peter that she appreciates the sentiment, but they need to take things a little slower than that. They're still a bit hurt by what he did. They can't just jump into things like this. Peter will say that he understands and that he's sorry. MJ says it's fine, but to just keep it as friends for now. Once again, the consequences of Peter's actions coming back to the forefront. MJ tells Peter that first, she thinks that he needs to be honest with her. He needs to go to that girl and tell her how he feels and to be honest. That's all MJ would want in that situation, and she will feel the same. Peter nods as he walks off to go and find Gwen. On Peter's way to find her, he actually ends up coming across someone running from a bush along the gardens at the back of the campus, looking terrified for his life. Peter is confused but concerned. He follows the guy who starts cowering in a corner. Peter approaches him and asks if he's okay, and the man in question quivers and says there's a monster following him. He's been up all night trying to get away. Peter is confused when the man says it's hunting him. Peter will think, great, another mystery that needs to get solved. Peter really needs to start looking into what happened behind Alchemax, and this is the last thing that he wants. We cut to Peter then looking in his apartment through news reports of this so-called monster. There have been a few so far over the last couple of nights, of reports stating that it has large teeth and a big and bulky frame, but no one can really get a proper look at it, never mind a photo. Peter thinks to himself, Craven couldn't have turned himself into a giant lion or something, could he? He wouldn't put it past him, or is Dr. Connors become the lizard again? Who knows what's going on? Peter runs through the list of possibilities in his own head, but he can't come to a solid conclusion. He'll say that whatever it is, he needs to keep a lookout for it, but there's nothing more he can really do until he knows a bit more about it. At this moment in time, Peter decides to spend the night being productive and doing some research into Alchemax. After the Rhino, and after everything that happened with the Spider Slayers, it seems Alchemax goes a little bit more deeper than he thinks. They're up to some shady business and Peter needs to find out what is going on. He really needs to get to the bottom of this once and for all. Peter once again that night goes to break into Alchemax, using his keycard to get in. He takes a look around in the back storage room where most of the tech and stuff is kept, until he hears the door go behind him. Peter panics, and quickly jumps to the ceiling, as none other than Tyler Stone walks below him. He's on the phone with someone, trying to resolve some kind of deal. Stone is talking quite cryptically, until he explicitly says that he sold tech to the Rhino, Scorpion, and helped make the Spider Slayers. He'll say that the Rhino and Scorpion were failures, but he's got some more tech that's on the way that could potentially allow him to achieve his goals. Peter will think, what goals are these, as Stone eventually ends up walking out of the storage room. Peter will think to himself, Alchemax has been funding all of these new supervillains. But why? Why is the question. Peter drops down from the ceiling, and he watches as Tyler leaves the building through the front as he looks out of the window. Peter decides to keep looking around, to try and find something that he could use as evidence, to try and put all the pieces of the puzzle together. After all, he needs to get to the bottom of this. Whatever is going on at Alchemax is behind most of the supervillains in the last couple of months. However, as Peter keeps looking around, he starts to hear noises in the background, like something is stepping through the corridor. but nothing more than that. Peter will think Tyler had left. Who else could be here after hours? Could it be Gwen? Could it be Eddie? Could it be someone else? However, his spider sense isn't going off, so it can't be anything bad, right? And that's when, out of nowhere, Peter is floored to the ground by a big, bulky, giant monster wearing a black costume. Peter scrambles to try and get away, but the monster is quick, agile, and strong. And Peter is also wondering where his spider sense went to as well, as it never got set off. Peter dodges and leaps over the monster as it carries on charging at him. Peter asks, "Who are you?" And the monster stopped in its tracks and says, "We are Venom." Venom has the muscle and the strength over Peter, as Peter asks what it wants with him. Venom says, "We want to kill Peter Parker." And as Venom looks over Peter, holding him to the floor with his brute strength, overpowering Peter's spider strength, we cut to black right there. Thank you very much for watching episode 10 of MTV Spider-Man Season 2. I do apologize about the length of this episode. This was kind of an interim episode, leading us into the final 3 episodes of Season 2 as a whole. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see my pitch for a Spider-Man cinematic universe. And on the right side of the screen, you can see my pitch for a perfect Spider-Man trilogy. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, and peace.